What's up everybody? Robin Warner here, and I have what I found some really interesting news. Just yesterday, Porsche announced the brand new 2024 Porsche Cayenne S e-hybrid. And they're going to offer it in both SUV and SUV coupe variants. Though the name is hybrid, it's actually a plug-in hybrid with a 25.9 kilowatt hour battery pack. That powers a 174 horsepower electric motor, and that in turn assists a 3-liter V6 that makes 348 horsepower. Put it all together and you get 512 horsepower and 553 pound-feet of torque from the Cayenne SE Hybrid. Porsche says that's good enough to reach 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds and cover the quarter mile in 13 seconds flat, which Porsche says is actually a tad quicker than the non-hybrid twin-turbo V8. And while all that stuff is well and good, a new Porsche variant is always fun, that's not what's significant about all this. What is significant is that this is the third Porsche plug-in hybrid that they've announced for the Cayenne this year. The first one was announced in the middle of April when Porsche discussed its big refresh of the 2024 Cayenne in general. That one was the Cayenne e-hybrid, and it actually has the same inherent powertrain. 3-liter V6, 174 horsepower electric motor, and the 25.9 kilowatt hour battery pack. But the system horsepower of that, the total horsepower, is 49 fewer. So you get 463 horsepower in that instead of 512. But then, at the end of August, Porsche announced the Cayenne Turbo e-hybrid. That one still uses the same electric motor and battery pack, but it's paired to a 591 horsepower twin-turbo V8. Total horsepower is 729, with 700 pound-feet of torque to back that up. That one only needs 3.5 seconds to get to 60 miles an hour. And if you keep your foot in it, you can take you and your family up to 183 miles an hour. So there you have it. 3 new hybrid variants for the Porsche Cayenne, which Porsche gave a major update to for the 2024 model year. And that being the case, of course, they will also get all the things that all the updated Cayennes get: a 12.6-inch digital instrument cluster, a 12.3-inch center console touchscreen, which, these days are the least surprising updates for any new car to get. But Porsche being Porsche, they did also do a fair amount of work with the chassis. The Cayenne, across the board, now comes standard with Porsche Active Suspension Management. Those are what Porsche calls the adjustable shock absorbers. Moreover, it's also got this new 2-valve technology. With it, Porsche can independently tune the compression and the rebound of the shock absorbers, which basically makes it easier to tune more robustly. So add that to the fact that they're adaptive to the given road conditions, you have a lot more variety in how you can tune this so that it behaves the way you want it to in more and more circumstances. Standard springs in the Porsche are steel springs, but you can also option it with an air suspension, which gives you a whole nother level of adjustment for the suspension. Now, we are talking about pretty big SUVs here, full-size family SUVs, but I have driven the Macans recently, and they drive fantastically well. Most recently, I was in the Macan T. That's the Macan's base engine, but with an upgraded suspension. And yeah, it's a compact SUV, but it's a really fun to drive compact SUV. And with all these new updates, I have a feeling that for the SUV space, the Cayenne's going to perform really, really well. But I am, of course, guessing. I have not driven the new Cayenne yet. I am scheduled to get in a new Cayenne pretty soon, so hopefully I can confirm that or let you know how it really feels. Either way, I'm pretty excited to try out these new chassis bits because, SUVs are really ubiquitous these days, so you might as well make them as fun to drive as you can. As for these 3 new plug-in hybrid models, I have to say I'm pretty excited for it because we're not really worried about weight so much in a midsize SUV already, so adding the battery packs is not going to be some massive penalty. Also, I did not that long ago get to drive the Panamera 4S e-hybrid, and that thing was an absolute rocket ship. It was a lot of fun to drive. The chassis behavior was really well controlled, and then just crazy fast in a straight line. Having the torque all the time electric motors to help get you going and then really bolster things once the internal combustion engine kicks in and gets to its peak power outputs, oh, those things are impressive. So to have that kind of response in a full-size SUV, I think will make the full-size SUV just more entertaining, more fun. And I don't see anything wrong with having more fun in any kind of car. Plus, we're definitely in transformative times right now. All the momentum is going towards electrification of everything, and no one is immune to that. Not the premium brands and not even Porsche. So I've decided to embrace this new technology and see where it can take us. There is definitely things we lose with plug-in hybrids and electric cars, but genuinely, there are real things we gain too from a driver enthusiast perspective. Having that response that we just couldn't have before, having torque available at much lower RPMs, those types of things, they improve the drive in my opinion. And suspension and chassis has gotten so much more sophisticated that manufacturers have just gotten much better at handling the additional weight. That penalty is hurting us less and less. Now, real quick, these are Porsches, so nothing's cheap here. The cheapest Cayenne you can get is over 80 grand. The cheapest Cayenne hybrid you can get is well over 90 grand, and they get well into the six figures pretty darn quickly. But if you're lucky enough to be in the position to look at these types of vehicles, there's a lot to like here. And you're gonna get really good fuel economy. You'll be able to drive electric only in the city in a lot of places. And when you're in a hurry, these things will be quick. Thank you for watching. And real quick, this is the first time I've done a video like this, so I'm really curious what you guys think. Please let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more news like this, longer, shorter, those kinds of things. And if there's any other kind of news that you'd like to learn more about, definitely let me know. Okay, thank you for watching. Goodbye for now.